All right, guys, so we're about to react to the 2015 World Weightlifting Championships 85 kilo weight class. I am Joshua Gibson. That is Seb Ostrovich, and we are two weightlifting coaches.
So the only thing I remember about this, really, is that it was a very good session. So that's Pielashenko, who obviously is now a popped athlete. Although I have a feeling his ban is up within the next year.
Do you think I'll try to make a comeback?
Yeah, I'd have thought so. Yeah, I mean, but when he went to 2016 Olympics, he was in great shape. Snatching in the 70s, clean and jerking over 210.
All right, so he missed his second and his third, but Okulov comes in with a good first. It's like
174 second attempt. Okulov is just the best. He's such a nice looking lifter. I always feel like when he locks out in a snatch, it almost looks like he just pushed his body forward so much that his elbow joint stopped him from going further forward, then that holds the position. But just such a nice looking lifter and just quads of the gods.
Yeah, I mean he's massive. He's incredibly jacked.
And also just the most every lift looks identical.
Yeah.
In training as well, he did those in the snatch we've seen him do 180 hang double, 190 hang single, which is 3 kilos over the world record at the time.
Well, and that was actually the impetus for this video is his jerk. I was just his jerk's so fantastic. Let's watch this session and get to experience it once again.
Tian Tao. Skinny
He
Tao.
looks very small here, knowing now that he's moved up to the 96 kilo class.
Yeah. What I think's funny is that he's been in the 96 class now for 2.5 years, and I think everybody expected that he would just gain 11 kilos of muscle, but he didn't at all. And now Tian Tao actually just looks kind of chubby stuff. In fact, there aren't many of the elite 96s who are that lean. Mezzo is not that lean. Tian is not that lean. Sarab, Lord knows he's not.
Well, I think on a gradient scale, you have Sarab on one end, Tian Tao on the other, and Mezzo kind of in the middle.
Yeah, and then someone like Pliesnoy is pretty lean. Bodie's pretty lean.
Yeah.
But the others are, I guess, because they're a bit shorter. All right, 176. My memory of this is that we're still yet to see Kianoush Rostami. This is a competition PR for him if he makes it, which I think he does. Are we acting like we don't?
Well, that's
probably we're not.
I was waiting in anticipation.
I think. I mean, this is a 5 years old session at this point. Over 5 years.
Oh, that was beautiful.
I mean, that's wonderful.
Didn't walk it forward. Yeah. He has a very classic style, too, where he gets really upright, very straight pull.
It's one of those things where if you make a decent second attempt, it's maybe he could have taken another 6 kilo jump for 80. But a 180 snatch would be 50-50. Right. Whereas 176 is 80-20 or something. It's let's make a third attempt. Let's just take the 176.
Well, and again, rehashing the idea that his jerk is so good, he probably has confidence that if he just sticks along in the snatch, he can make up a lot of ground.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't make these lifts, as his classic Tian style. But then he made 178 at the Olympics the year after, didn't he? On his third attempt.
I love that meme of the Chinese team coach just looking and looking at them in the background, just so disappointed.
Yeah, well, this is the year that the Chinese really struggled. I mean, the day before this, Liu bombed out. I think the day before that, one of the 69s bombed out. Who would that have been? Lao Hui had retired, I think. Not even sure who that. I mean, Shi Ziyong. Did Shi Ziyong compete and bomb out here? He might have done.
2015. I'm not sure. Do you know why that would be? Is it, you think it's the travel to the U.S. or something?
I don't know. I can imagine it got in everyone's heads. It was he bombed, and then Liu bombed, and now it's Tian's turn. It's what if I bomb? And then it's there. Rumor has it, Rostami went bar 70, 170 opener.
I would say we could,
and he probably did it with straps as well.
I would say we could ask him about that, but I don't think he'd answer us. But I will say it's interesting just looking at the grip width. I mentioned that Pielashenko had his hand on the neural mark, and so does Rostami. So kind of similar builds here.
But Pielashenko is like, he doesn't catch things deep. You know, where like Tian and Rostami and Okulov will go ass to grass, Pielashenko always catches things like above his bottom position. Or maybe that just is his bottom position. Probably is, but it's not particularly deep in the snatch.
It's a very young Tian Tao. It's before all the mirror pics on Instagram.
The thing is, though, like, people aren't going to remember Tian Tao in the same way that they remember Shi and Liu or Liao Hui, because, like, Shi Ziyong is now Olympic champion, multiple-time world.
Right.
Liao Hui is all of those things, and Liu is all of those things plus more. Tian Tao is only, and I say like only, he's a one-time world champion.
Right.
Like, that's his only like major gold, other than like Asian championships, obviously. But
I don't think it's necessarily a difference in the skill level either. I feel like he's just as talented, but the inconsistency just.
That's what it is. But that's the skill level, isn't it? I mean, like, physiologically, he's up there with anyone. Right. No one outmatches him. But yeah, skill, like, he's just there's too much variability, like interlift variability. So this is his third attempt. And he'll probably miss it, but it will look like he could snatch way more. And that's what's so frustrating about Tian. Tian heart attack Tao. Oh, he did make it.
Oh, he made it.
All right, there we go.
And the crowd goes wild.
So that means we've got Okulov at 76, Tian at 78, and then I think Rostami comes in at 79.
Yeah, and Pielashenko
and makes it for the
ended
lead.
at 168.
Pielashenko's out. 68, yeah.
I mean, that was a decent lift.
So these three are just way far ahead above everyone else. Yeah, that was a nice lift.
You could still see he gets that little kick like behind him. He managed to save that one. You can say anything about Rostami, but he's one of the most interesting lifters to watch. You just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
he
always opens.
Whether that's accosting the judges or,
Oof. And he just goes like the odd thing about Rostami is, with most lifters who are elite, their consistency is the same. Like, everything looks the same. But with Rostami, like, in the clean, sometimes he'll stand up the clean and wait 10 seconds and then jerk it. Other times he will literally just get the second oscillation and do an Ilya / a Rom now and just jerk it. And it's like he doesn't know. He just does what he feels like on the day.
It's one question, seeing the variability in the lifters, you almost wonder how much of that is a product of the system or just like idiosyncrasies of the person. Because you have to imagine, when you look at Team China, a lot of that represents the methodology of the system. But also, it's people like Shi and Li and all those guys. There are some differences. So I wonder how.
And they're not always the most consistent. Yep. Like Liu, like the odds of Liu making a third attempt snatch and clean and jerk are pretty low, but normally that's because he's going for world records in his third, I suppose. I'd say Shi Ziyong's a little bit more consistent.
Yep.
But I think it's a squat jerk. Like, both of them aren't the most consistent jerkers, whereas like Liao Hui was very consistent and he was a split jerker. So we're jumping straight back into the second attempt, Tian Tao. He's already missed 211. Can I say what happens?
No, I would leave it up to the viewers to figure that out.
And they're yelling Jayo. You can get your Jayo t-shirts at weightliftinghouse.com. If I'm going to do this video, I'm going to get a plug in.
Classical low hip start, even though they're going to come up in the pole.
And this is where you really see the difference between Tian and the rest in terms of just general strength. He may not actually lift the most in the snatch and the clean jerk, although he is like tied first in the snatch. But the ease with which he hits maximal strength lifts like a clean is remarkable.
Oh,
and that's
man.
illegal. Come on. He missed it, but did you see the dip before the dip and drive? Like the pre-dip and drive.
I mean, I feel like they should just not have a rule about that, because that's even more arbitrary. People think the press out rule is bad, but adding oscillation to the bar, if it's a skill, like, let people refine it.
No, but he does it with his knees. I don't think, like, the oscillation rule, I don't think is that hard to stick with. It's just like, if the bar is oscillating but your body is motionless under it, that's fine. That's totally allowed. but it's like when he literally does a mini dip,
Just dips
pre-dip
twice.
and drive to get it oscillating. Like, it's just not allowed.
He does a front squat, pops up. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because he missed 211. His PR now is it still 231?
Yeah, world record. But that's in the heavier weight class, to be fair.
True.
But what did he hit at the Olympics? 218?
That sounds
Olympic
about right.
record.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. To be fair, yeah, one-time world champion, but he is the Olympic record holder in the clean and jerk. That's pretty cool. I mean, the Chinese team rolls pretty deep. They turn up to competition with a lot of people around them. So this to stay in, the pressure of Liu Xiaojun having just... he snatched 75, and then he missed 77, and then he bombed in the clean and jerk, and Rahimov won. So now this to either stay in or bomb out for Tian.
Just so easy.
So easy. You just can't believe that he could miss this. And
Yeah.
yet,
Wow.
Michaela Bree's not happy.
Now that you pointed that out, I can actually notice it pretty distinctively. That little dip with the knees.
dip.
Yeah, it's actually very obvious.
And that one wasn't even as bad as the one before, but great footwork on the
It's
clean.
effortless.
Yeah, look at that. That's ridiculous. You could mistake that for a jerk. It's like he does a 1+2, where he misses the first jerk and then probably misses the second one too.
All right.
Ooh, Apti.
Seeing him for the first time.
Yeah.
You know, he was in Ohio for the weightlifting state championships one year. Yeah, he was just sitting in the crowd. Imagine having him watch you lift.
Mm-hmm. Now, Apti has, let's be honest, some of the nicest technique.
Yep.
This is a PR for him, all-time PR.
Ooh. I mean,
And one of the most beautiful jerks you've ever seen.
oh my gosh, that lockout.
The lockout's filthy, isn't it? Such flexible lats.
Well, and imagine coming in after Tian bombed out and doing the exact same thing, but more impressively.
But
With a key, yeah, but making it.
Just spanking Tian in the ass.
But I think that's something you can always rely on. Is Team Russia will have some of the best technique.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Rostami.
Oh, no, it's Rostami.
What's he going to take a crack at?
A 14-0. That's absurd, isn't it?
For his first, yeah.
See, this is what Rostami continues to do. And because he's had a few competitions on the trot where it's not panned out, people hate it. And they're like, oh, this is so stupid. Why does he do this? He's so overly confident or whatever. But when he does it, like now, and it pays off and he makes a lift, like what, people praise him for it. So it's just his style. I mean, I know what happens later. One of the biggest heartbreaks in weightlifting history was Rostami in this session. But the first attempt, does he?
Oh my gosh.
Nice hip shift.
I mean, just so much crash.
See, he pauses for a long time on that one.
Just sticks the jerk.
Easy jerk. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like every clean I watch that's really heavy for Rostami, I can feel it in my soul.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. My back, I get a little pain.
It just quivers a little bit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, too, sometimes you want consistency and reliability, but sometimes you want some guy is just going to load up a weight you don't think they can do, and he's going to go out and make it. And I think Rostami fits that bill. Now, does Team Iran have a more consistent lifter, someone who just kind of goes 5 for 6 or 4 for 6 or 6 for 6? I don't know.
What Kianoush does so well is in the jerk, you see how relaxed his upper body gets. Like, he's tight, and then he goes to dip, and his elbows literally drop as he dips. He puts no pressure in with his arms, and then the bar just oscillates and just drips down, pings up off him. And as it pings up, he regains tension as he presses.
And usually
But he lets the bar do the work.
Yeah, exactly. And at these weights, I imagine it's a completely different bar feel. And it's really important to kind of master that aspect of it.
So the 211 was Okulov's matching his best ever competition. Now he comes out with a 4 kilo competition PR here at 250.
This is one of the greatest lifts, in my opinion.
Yeah, when people ask why are you programming me so much work where I'm in the split, doing presses, doing jerk position jerks? You just show them this video and you go, this is why. Because one day you might be at the World Championships with a 4 kilo personal record attempt, and you might need to rely on that stability.
Yep.
I remember watching this live and just being blown away. Because like when I'm in a jerk, I just want to get out there.
Yeah.
Like when I get in the split, I'm like recover, get out of that position. It's not a strong position. But the fact that he, instead of like stuttering around with his feet, he's just like, no, hold it, core, pull it in.
Let's see.
And he's so fast.
I mean, effortless stand
That's
up.
beautiful.
Yep.
That's a gorgeous clean. He might make the clean look easier than Tian, actually.
Oh.
Oh my word.
I mean, just
look at that foot wobbling.
Knees caving in. Wow. The excitement.
That is gorgeous. And I think he was like 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Really young at this point.
So that's a 6 for 6 performance.
Mm-hmm. You know what? If you're not going 6 for 6, I don't know. I don't know what the end of that sentence is. But
you missed the lift.
yeah, if you don't go 6 for 6, you missed something.
Do you think Abdi and Okulov were kind of in a...
Friends?
Yeah, I don't know how they felt about each other here, because I just think about Klokov and Akayev when they were competing.
Yeah, Klokov and Akayev had a lot of beef. Klokov and Lapikov had even
Really?
more beef. Not anymore, but they used to have really bad beef, yeah. Because Lapikov was a 105, and then when he went super, he stole Klokov's coach, apparently.
Ooh. Oh, man. Talk about easy cleans followed up by that.
Yeah, so his red light there, because he got a buzzer before he stood up. Before he dropped the bar, they buzzed no lift. It wasn't the elbow touch. It was the bar. If you're not allowed to, the rules say you can't readjust the barbell on the, I think it's called on the mass of the deltoids. And he caught it low and then sort of tried to readjust it. And that's not allowed.
Gotcha. Do you know if this was a personal record at the time?
This was a personal record, yeah. This equals the world record, I think.
I love when people talk about weightlifters wearing knee wraps. I mean, I feel like those are ace bandages.
Now, hold up. He did 78, and Okulov did 76. So why didn't he just take 15?
That's a good question.
15 would have won. But he goes, see, he took no time.
Oh, I mean, but he stuck it. Oh, and he misses behind. So is he looking for whites? Or is he just so shocked by what happened?
He just can't believe it. He's in disbelief. I mean, come on. Like, that is like, did you ever see the woman at the Olympics doing like freestyle snowboarding? And she was way ahead. And on the final jump, she showboated and she tried to do a grab.
Yeah.
And she fell. And the people just went and overtook her. It's like I can't believe that just happened. I've trained for a decade. Kianoush is like, I've trained for a decade. He was a world champion at this point, to be fair. Already,
and that clean was...
And then you do that, beautiful.
Yep.
And then you just... and you just think, I've just lost the world championships.
Oh, man.
So he's gonna not take 218. He's gonna run the timer down, then bump up to 219, get the 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
So he gets extra rest for his third attempt.
We should ask him to sweep the platform, get the blood off the bar or something.
Yeah, everything they can do in their tricks. There's the Ukraine team. Pielashenko is probably already home at this point. Finished so long ago.
I know you said that Romania isn't going to the Olympics. What's the status of Ukraine?
So, Romania they're still there, but the ITA has recommended that the IWF remove them, and the IWF has to. Yeah. They just has to. Ukraine's there. Good. Yeah. I think they might have a lower number of men and women that they can send. It's down from 4 to maybe 3 or maybe 2. Now, what's going through his head there? It's all for yourself, isn't it? It's like, it's all the weeks and months and years that you've put into this. It's all the parties you didn't go to.
Yeah. When
You know?
I'm thinking, when people in like America or the UK watch their favorite sporting events and they're so invested in the team and it's the championship match, I imagine everyone in the crowd for Iran feels the exact same way
Oh my
there.
gosh.
It's just
I mean, I remember my heart just like, when you get a burst of adrenaline and so all the blood moves from your core to your
Yeah.
extremities and you get that fluttering feeling in your
Yeah.
stomach, which is the movement of the blood. I remember having that like intensely when I watched this and just being like, I can't bear to see what happens. Because I wanted him to win. I'm a Rostami
Did you watch
fan.
this in real time?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I haven't missed a session since 2013, my friend. In Poland at the World Championships, that was the first like World Champs I
Yeah,
fully
nice.
watched. Yeah.
All right.
Everyone knows what the deal is here. You make it, you win, and you get a world record. You miss it, you lose, and you could have won.
Mm.
That is high stakes.
Let's see what his approach is. Big breath. All right. The anticipation's building. Oh.
He gets a red light straight
Oh,
away.
goodness.
They give him a red light for elbow touch, but I don't think his elbow's touched.
Yeah.
Classic Rostami doesn't leave the platform.
Well, and I think that just shows you the importance of the bounce in weightlifting, right? The importance of the technique of it. Because 218 he smoked it. Granted, he had a shorter rest, but just got smashed by that one. Had no chance.
Yeah, crazy. They gave him the buzzer for the knee. Look, his elbow doesn't touch the knee. Knee touch. It's close.
It's close.
But I don't know if it does touch. Look at his right on our left. Watch his elbow. Does it touch?
No, not at all. Not at all.
No. But they gave him a buzzer, and then as he stands, whether or not he would have stood it up, I don't know. But at the very least, that buzzer's got to put you off.
Right. Well, I think that was an incredible session. So, Seb, maybe you can recap who ended up coming in first for people who didn't follow along.
Yeah, so Okulov won. I guess Tian came second.
After the initial round of edits to the video, we have unsurprisingly found out that Seb is in fact a jackass. He incorrectly recounted the placings, which, for someone who has seen every world since 2013, is a bit disappointing. In first was Artem Okulov, in second, Kianoush Rostami, and in third, Okulov.
And Kianoush took third.
Yeah, what a heartbreak.
Poor Tian.
But
Poor Kianoush.
yeah, guys, if you like the video, leave a thumbs up and let us know if you'd like to see any other sessions. I will be covering a future video from this session as well for a technique analysis. Catch you guys next time.